All
Oh
right.
my gosh. Hello, Jack. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's all right. I really enjoyed watching you struggle with that.
Oh my goodness. I'm glad it was enjoyable. So, do you see the resemblance between us? Are we brothers?
I did make a comment actually to myself. We definitely do look alike. There's definitely something there. Are you letting the beard grow out for quarantine, or are you shaving?
I'm letting it grow out a little bit more. How about you?
I've actually been shaving. It gets really when it gets too long, I can't go to sleep. It hurts so much. I don't know if you feel that.
Yeah. Well, do you use beard oil?
No, I actually don't. Do you think I should be?
You should.
Okay.
So I'm Middle Eastern, so my beard just like gets curly, but like the
Oh,
oil
okay.
really helps. So,
Okay, I'll give that a shot.
okay, dude. I recommend it. Okay,
Nice.
I got some quick quarantine questions for you, and then
Sure.
we're gonna get into like the hardcore journalism. So top of
Perfect.
mind, first thing, real quick. What's your go-to snack?
Quarantine snack seaweed from Trader Joe's. Yeah,
That's an acquired taste. I respect
it is. Yeah, we love it though.
What show are you watching, if any?
I'm not doing the Tiger show yet,
Mhm.
although I've gotten a million, pleads to watch it. I'm really just rewatching old shows because that's how you stay, like sane and comfortable and not so lonely during this time.
I feel
Visit old friends.
What's like an old show that has inspired you oddly creatively? Do you have one like from your childhood?
Oh, that's a great question. Creatively, I mean, The Office absolutely has. Obviously, we wrote a song about The Office, so that definitely inspired us at one point. I don't know. What about that show? You watch Friends from College on Netflix?
Oh yeah, that was like, didn't they get canceled after 2 seasons? But it was like,
I don't know why. It's like our favorite show. We think it's the funniest thing in the world. We've been rewatching that. We love that show.
That was fire.
Yeah.
What new artist has your attention that you've maybe discovered or gotten into over quarantine?
Oh, Benny. Is that how you say her name? Ben.
Benet or something?
Benet.
No.
She's
fine.
great. Yeah, great. She has some great songs. I've been listening all through her. Through her. I was on low battery. There we go. Yeah, and we really like her. She's great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hear the new song with Gus Dapperton, "Super Love"?
Oh yeah,
or
that's the one that's
something?
getting
That was
super lonely. Super lonely. One word, I believe it is.
Super. Yeah, that's what it is.
'Cause
Super.
I watch.
Lonely.
I'm on TikTok watching those videos, so I'm familiar with the
It's
the viral.
fire.
Yeah.
Have you picked up a new hobby within the last month?
Yes, absolutely. Like everyone, I've been cooking a lot, which
Yeah.
is not something that I used to do before this started happening. But I've gotten pretty good at it, actually. It used to be super daunting to me. I used to be really scared of like messing up and serving a terrible meal. But now that we have so many nights at home to practice, I've just been kind of, cranking out a different meal every night. I've gotten pretty good.
How different is cooking than making a beat? Right, your meat is like the low end, and the spices are like the high end.
I've never related cooking to making a song, but that's actually, I guess the meat would be the low end for some reason. I guess so.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe the melody, whatever.
Yeah, I guess so.
Creativity is a weird thing.
Yep.
So as you saw, we were getting a plethora of fan questions. I typed down
Great.
as many as I could. Mitch asked, what's it like playing a small venue? Like here in Minnesota, you played the Garage, and then 3 years later, you're selling out the Arm raised 6,000 or 7,000. So what's that been like? How can you
The
articulate?
Garage was great. I remember that show really clearly. I loved that venue, that show. It's two really different things, and they're both just really great, and they're sort of on the opposite side of the spectrum. The feeling of playing to a small crowd is the same that all know your lyrics and are screaming and it's hot in there. It's the same feeling when you're at a great party. You're at a great party in the dorm, and it's just a great memory because you're all in it together. You're all really close to each other, and you're sweaty and you're hot, and it's a great memory. And then there's the other side of the spectrum, which is something like the Armory, which something is like 6,000 people, which is like, it's a sea of people. And it's really gratifying because we've worked really hard to get there. But the cool thing that we try to do as a band is sort of bridge those two, because the best feeling in the world is going to the best party ever, with your friend and making so many memories. And if we can make that happen, in the setting of 6,000 people, which is really hard to do, if we can create an intimacy, then that's like the perfect concert for us. So that's something that we try to do with our show.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Charlotte asks, do you find it harder to make music that no one has heard before as your career progresses to, to always find that new thing? You guys have always been on the cutting edge of production.
Yeah, that is the hardest thing in the entire musical universe for us. That's the thing. That's the age-old question. What hasn't been done before? And for us, it feels a little bit boring, honestly, to sit down and do something that we've done before, or very similar to what we've done before. It feels not satisfying, like we're not progressing. So every time we sit down to write, we say, let's try to find something, even if it's a little, aspect that people haven't heard before, that they get to go, I haven't seen that before or heard that before in music. And that is extremely difficult. So it's a matter of a lot of thought, searching through new sounds and new plugins that we haven't heard before in mainstream music. And it takes a lot of work, but it seems due to the fan reaction and comments that we do get there, because we do get those comments when we release new music of, haven't heard that sound before, that sample.
That I'm glad you brought up plugins. In Minnesota, we have a very awesome music scene, whether it be hip hop, punk, or even like there's a pop scene bubbling here now. For the musicians watching right now, what's a plugin that you guys started out using and still use to this day? Or what's your favorite that we could?
Oh boy! So I actually don't. Ryan does the actual hands-on production, but I know we use Contact for a lot of stuff, and I know that Ryan actually uses. I don't think this is not a plugin, but we use Splice. That's so great. Do you know Splice?
Yeah, $7.99 a month. I'm downloading sounds all the time.
Many of like the weird little sounds. It's very quick, and like if you need something quick, you just type it right in and go to it and throw it in, and you could just distort it or mess with it. A lot of the weird kind of sound effects that we put in our music are stuff that we get from Splice.
Do you know of a weird sample that you've used or that you plan on using, or is that like secret?
Oh, samples. We've only done a handful of samples, and when we do it, we try to make them weird. We sampled this song from a David Lynch movie called Eraserhead in our song called Birthday Party. It was a deep cut on Neo Theater. So we sampled, for the full bridge, we sampled this woman singing, the song's called In Heaven. We sampled that. We sampled the voice of the New York City subway announcer for Bang, our most recent single. He's the guy going, here we go. Really?
I thought that was, so that's a sample. You didn't have someone come in and cut that?
No, I guess technically we had him cut it, but I guess we sampled the mystery of the man, whoever that is,
That's so fascinating. Like these tools we have that are accessible nowadays. It's made music so fun. Like Jack Antonoff for Don't Take the Money is just putting his phone outside and recording New York and then putting it in songs. It really gives.
Oh, is that what he did? I didn't know that. That's very cool.
It's like how we can just take these things and it gives the music a different life and a feel and like an aesthetic. And you guys do a great job with that.
Thank you.
Let's see. Let's go back to some fan questions here. Sarah, this is, with the Rivers Cuomo tie-in with Sober Up. What's your favorite Weezer song?
Favorite Weezer song? Oh my God, there's so many.
There's a lot. They have some heaters.
Maybe Sweater Song. Maybe El Scorcho. I don't know. I mean, Say It Ain't So is really a classic. That's obviously like one of their biggest hits. But also, we really like. Obviously, Weezer is one of those really cool bands that is so polarizing. It's like they put out an album and it's either everyone's favorite album or everyone's least favorite album, and that's so cool. And he knows it, and that's the case for our stuff too. Like we put out an album and we get like a massive response of, I love this so much, and then a massive response of, why would you do this? And that's like the coolest thing for us to be. We love that most really recent Weezer album, the White album that they put out, that I know that people weren't so, when we told Rivers that, and we were like, yeah, we love the White album too, such great songs. And he was like, and even he was surprised, that, but we love Weezer, huge inspiration.
Jack and Jordan, two Weezer stands on live, just chilling. And then Marina and Weston asked, how have your influences changed from album to album? Do you find yourself being inspired by new things?
100%. Yes. Essentially what we do, I guess we kind of try to change as music is changing. I know we don't sound like what's on regular like top 40, but we definitely do take influence. Like, I guess Bang is a perfect example. Bang was a track that we had made a year ago for Neo Theater. And at the time, it was a little bit slower and a lot more evil and more theatrical. It was more like of the orchestral instruments in there. Mm-hmm. So we dropped it. And then a year later, which is now a couple months ago, we decided to kind of bring it back and try to make it into something that works, more of like a single, something that's more current. So we decided to add a more trap element to it, to mix these sort of like big, evil, like Disney villain strings with more modern drums. If you kind of strip it apart, you're going to hear it's a pretty kind of classic trap beat in there, with just a simple hi-hat and a pretty solid snare and a really big sub. And that's honestly how we do it. We basically take inspiration from what's kind of popular and then try to twist it with something new.
That song is, when you say like the villainous influence, like as soon as you said that, it sounds like I'm watching a play, like when Gru or whatever is gonna walk in there.
Right, some villain comes in kind of like this, angry. We thought that would be kind of cool. It's something that people could kind of get behind with like a frown, you know?
Yes, that's awesome. And let's see. So Go 963, we're presenting your the Everything Everywhere tour in August. Mm-hmm. Do you have any updates for us in terms of that, with everything going on right now?
Oh, as of now, that's still happening. You know, we had to move those spring dates, the Neo Theater Part 2 dates. We moved them to the fall. But as of now, Everything Everywhere is still on with Quinn 92, Hobo Johnson, and Ash, which is a dream lineup for us.
That's not a lineup, sir. That's a festival.
It's pretty cool, right? Yeah, that was kind of the idea. You know, we know that there's overlap between us four, but we're also in each of our own lanes, and we're all, you know, we thought it was such a cool announcement. Everyone got super excited for it.
Yeah, we are so stoked to see you when you come through. I think thus concludes the interview, dude. Thank you so much for the time. Sorry about the difficulty getting in.
No problem at all.
All right, stay safe, stay sanitized, all right?
All right, thanks so much. Bye, man.
Be back.